Hey y'all, if you have not watched What God Taught Me in My 40s, this is kind of an off the cuff, a little bit talking to you, relating a story in my 40s. But go ahead and watch that first, where I gave you three big realizations of what God taught me in my 40s, because I think that's important. But as I enter this last year of the decade, I truly learned so much about myself, and not only about myself, but about my children and about my husband. And I really let go of all of the expectations. Actually, I had to let go of all of the expectations I had of myself and others. I think that that was truly one of the biggest things, is letting go of the expectations. And those expectations may have been from you. They may have been planted by your family. They may have been planted by the people around you or by your environment, of these high expectations of what life should look like by the time you hit your 40s. And for me, I did run after things that I thought were going to bring me satisfaction, like success, like business, like building the family. And you may not be in that spot right now. You may just be building a family or looking for marriage, or maybe even on another season in life, or maybe even walking through divorce or remarriage or whatever it looks like. Everyone walks a different path. And in my 40s, I faced devastating grief as well. We had lost one of our best friends to cancer, and mortality really hit me in the face. I remember my grandmother telling me that things happen as you age and you start losing people that are important to you. And she was one of the last living out of her family. But she told me this one time. She goes, if I walked into a room and it was with 20, 30, 40 plus 60, 80 year olds, she goes, I would naturally feel internally in that 20 to 30 range. She goes, but I'd look at my hands and I'd be realizing that I was in the 80 range. And so I'd tend to go after, the older people. And I never forgot that. My daughter-in-law just turned 27. And I was thinking about her because I had our youngest at 27. And internally, of course, I am stacked with more wisdom and more life experience, but internally, I still feel like that I can truly relate to a younger generation. I remember what it's like to be younger, and internally, I still feel youthful. Although from the external, I am starting to definitely age. And so we tend to go into these groups, into these packs of where we look the most alike and feel the most alike. But internally, there's like a conflict there. And as I hit my 40s, it was like the switch hit really quick. I mean, one minute I was raising kids and at school functions and everything else, and we were in this like young moms club, to boom, all the kids are moved out and I'm a grandma. And my grandma name is Coco. So I'm a Coco, but it happened so quickly. And I felt like I was just caught up in this whirlwind of it happening so rapidly. And I didn't know what to do because internally I still felt that. And I believe when I look back at the scriptures that it's because we should be in that ecosystem together, that multi-generational working together. And in the West, we are really detached from that. But one of the hardest things for me was when my children started to leave. I want to tell you that I fell so deep into depression, despair, and wine, which I never thought that I'd have a problem with alcohol. But I medicated myself with it. And I see a lot of women doing it. And there is a depression that comes with that, and it's not good for our bodies. And I'm not here to condemn you. I'm not here to judge you, but I'm here to tell you my story, that nothing good came from that. What turned into a glass with friends, then turned to a bottle at home, and then two bottles at home. And before you know it, to even wind down, I had to wind down. And I stole so much from the future, from that tomorrow, to get through my today, because tomorrow was just another cycle that I had to do. And it wrecked me. I was so disconnected. And I truly felt like the only thing that could help at that point was just a drink to simmer the anxiety and to calm it down. And nothing good came out of that. When I let that go was the true surrender that I gave it all to God, because I knew that if I kept down that path, that nothing good was going to come out of that. And I had to. And I see that a lot in our culture. There's nothing wrong with getting together with your friends or with family and celebrations. And the beauty of that, I love that. But when you start depending on it for your sanity, for your anxiety, for your strength, when you start depending on it to wind down or to ease down or to get yourself back up, that's a problem. That's a problem. So reach out to someone if you need help right now. Reach out to them. Do not give up. That yes, this season is going to look different and it is changing, but do not give up. Do not give up, because all it is that you just put your identity in something so strong that it was never meant to fully be there. But the beauty of that, the beauty of giving that up and surrendering that and rebuilding your true identity on the firm foundation of who Jesus is that it will be everlasting satisfaction, where you can and you will experience full joy, full peace, goodness, kindness, His strength, His character, patience, all of the things that you yearn for and that you pray for. It is possible. And I know that a lot of women don't share their testimony as much, but I'm encouraging you to, and that the younger generation needs to hear it as well. And that all generations need to come together and they need to pray together. They need to seek God's face together and encourage one another. And maybe you're building a business right now. I want to help you go after your dreams. Maybe you weren't able to go after your dreams in your younger years, and now you want to, and you have more time to. And so I want to encourage you through that, because it's exciting. I'm helping many women do that right now, or reimagine what their life is. And what does that look like? Revitalizing your marriage, revitalizing your family, growing stronger relationships, stronger bonds, and that stronger root system with God. I want to encourage you through this season. Yes, there may be things that seem out of control and seem changing so rapidly, and you don't know what to do with that, but I can assure you that He does, and that others that have walked that journey do too. And I am here for you. And so with that, I will see y'all next week. I think that the Messy Garden is definitely going to sit in season 2 for a while. I believe that God has put this on my heart. And I feel like that the story that I have and the ability that I have right now is purposeful for this generation, for us. And it's important. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time.